Listen to this unbelievable story. Midrash tells us the Maaseh about Yosef Meshisa. That's with a Samach, by the way. Yosef Meshisa, says the Midrash, at that time, the Romans were about to destroy the Bet HaMikdash. They surrounded Har HaBayit. However, they were very nervous. They did not want to go into the Bet HaMikdash. They knew good and well that there are 10 unbelievable miracles that happen here every day. The Romans had the heebie-jeebies. They know that this is the house of God. You don't just come marching into God's house. They knew that unbelievable miracles happen in this house. They were scared. They didn't want to go in. But at the same time, before they went to destroy Bet HaMikdash, they knew that the Bet HaMikdash had magnificent treasures. They wanted to get the treasures. They wanted to rob the Bet HaMikdash. But yet they don't want to go in. So what did they do? They offered an enormous amount of money to any Jew that's willing to go in on behalf of the Romans to plunder, rob, and steal the treasures of the Bet HaMikdash to bring out to the Goyim. So they announced, if any Jew goes into the Bet HaMikdash and brings out the treasures of the Bet HaMikdash, we will give him an enormous amount of money, something equivalent what would have been today a few $1 million. Everybody looks at each other. Am Yisrael, who in their right mind would have the audacity, the chutzpah, to go into the Bet HaMikdash and to steal from the Bet HaMikdash for the Romans, for the Goyim? Nobody, no Jew would fall that low. However, there was one. There was one. There was one man, one Rasha, one Apikores, a Jew who went off the derech and left Hashem and His people. A traitor to Am Yisrael. His name was Yosef Meshisa. And he volunteered for the payout, for the score, for the money. I'll do it. And he stood up and volunteered. And he walked right up to the Bet HaMikdash. And people started screaming at him, Rasha, what are you doing? How could you? You're going to go rob the Bet HaMikdash for the Goyim? A Jew? He didn't care. He only saw one thing. Like what a lot of people see. The money. He said to the Romans, show me the money. And they showed him the money. And he's now walking to the Bet HaMikdash to thieve, to steal, to rob the treasures. And he disappears into the shadows of Bet HaMikdash. Moments later he comes out. And he's holding in his hand the magnificent Menorah HaZahav. The golden menorah, the Bet HaMikdash. And when the Romans saw the golden menorah in its beauty, with such fine, articulate work, a work of art, all built out of one large slab of gold, the Romans, their jaws dropped. They never saw something of such a beauty, of such a work of art. They said, this is something that's only fit for a king. Go back in, get us some more stuff. By the way, today in the Vatican, in the dungeons of Rome, there have been people who frequented those dungeons in the Vatican in Rome. And they say that they've seen the golden menorah in the dungeons of the Vatican. The Vatican, they outright deny the whole thing. But it's there, along with the Kelim of Bet HaMikdash, and now you understand how it got there. And there the Romans turned back to Yosef Meshisa and said, go back in! Go back in, get us some more treasures! Yosef Meshisa says, no, I can't go back in. They said, why not? Oh, I understand. This is probably a bargaining method, right? This is a negotiation. It's about more money, isn't it? So we'll offer you more money. Better yet, we'll offer you so much money you won't know what to do with it. We'll make you the mayor of Jerusalem. And 5 years worth of taxes of the entire city is going to go to your pocket. Enormous. You'll be one of the most wealthiest men in the Middle East. Just go back in one more time. Bring us out some more treasures from Bet HaMikdash. Yosef Meshisa says, no, I'm sorry. I will not go back in. They said, really? What happened to you? Well, if we can't buy you off, we have other methods of influencing you to go back in. If you don't go back in, we'll start to torture you. Yosef Meshisa, says the Midrash, he opens his shirt and he said to the Romans, isn't it bad enough that I angered Hashem once? Do you think I'm going to go anger Him a second time? I will not go back in. If you want, kill me. The Romans, they were so taken. Wow. Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. A split personality. A minute ago, he was the biggest Rasha in Am Yisrael. And now he's standing with his shirt opened, ready to die al yedei kiddush Hashem. What happened to you? How did this metamorphosis take place? Caterpillar, butterfly. How did this happen? But nonetheless, they began to torture him. Says the Midrash, they began to cut his fingers off. They began to torture him. Until literally they cut him into pieces. And he cried and died with the last words, Shema Yisrael. We have to think about this for a moment. How do you understand this story? How do you understand? A Jew that fell so low. We're talking about a Rasha that totally and absolutely was a traitor and turned on his people. How does somebody who goes in to steal from nothing less than Bet HaMikdash and give it over to the Goyim, and yet a minute later he gives his life away al yedei kiddush Hashem? How do you understand this? Says the Baalei Musar. I'll explain it to you. The only difference between the Yosef Meshisa of 2 minutes ago, the Rasha, and the Yosef Meshisa of now that gave his life away al yedei kiddush Hashem, was only one thing. Only one thing happened in between 2 minutes ago and now. And that is, he walked into the Bet HaMikdash. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. All it takes is for a Jew to walk into the Bet HaMikdash. And that little spark, that little feeling that's left in the neshama, when it comes into an environment, into a sviva, into an atmosphere that's so holy and that's so incredibly penetrating, that little spark, it goes ablaze, it goes aflame. And when he walked in with this tiny little spark, he walks out on fire, ready to give his life away al yedei kiddush Hashem. Take a look. Take a look what it takes for a Jew to walk into a place that's holy. The effect, the influence that it has on any Jew. No matter what they did. No matter where they're holding in life. Take a look at Yosef Meshisa. Says the Midrash, Vayarach et reach bigadav. No, not that he took the smell of his bigadim, but bogdav. He smelled the rebels, the traitors that are going to come out. But yet, at the end, recho kereach hasadeh. At the end, their smell and their scent is going to be nothing less than the scent of Gan Eden. That's what it means to be a Jew. No matter where we fall in life, no matter the toll that the galut takes on us, we continue to have that little spark, that little neshama. And when we come and we put ourselves in the right environment and the right surrounding, that little spark, it goes aflame. It burns like a tremendous fire. Even in moments, you could have the biggest Rasha. He walks into the Bet HaMikdash, he comes out. Minutes later, Tzaddik Gamor gives his life away al yedei kiddush Hashem. Incredible.